focused on you.
Right now at 4, federal funding for radioactive waste victims in the St. Louis region is in limbo. An amendment meant to compensate victims wasn't included in the final version of a defense bill, but advocates haven't lost hope. Thanks for being here. I'm Kay Quinn. Brent Solomon has the day off. The Radiation Exposure Compensation Act has been scrapped altogether from that piece of legislation. 5 on your side's Justina Coronel is here with more on what this means and what's next. She joins us in studio with details. Justina?
Yeah, Kay, so the final text of the National Defense Authorization Act came down, and it did not include the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act, known as RECA. Now, over the summer, Senator Josh Hawley received bipartisan support on an added amendment that would compensate victims in the St. Louis region. But now RECA could expire this summer. Just Mom's STL co-founder Dawn Chapman said she feels betrayed. Now, they've been sharing stories and pictures of victims who've been impacted or died from radioactive waste and nuclear exposure from the making of the atomic bomb. Senator Josh Hawley even took those pictures and stories to the Senate floor just a few hours ago. He said he wanted Congress to know what they were doing. Chapman tells me, though, she hasn't given up just yet.
So I think there's a lot of hope to add this other places. RECA can go into many things, and it is going to be added to other things. And I think this was just the first thing that came up, the NDAA. That's the first opportunity. It doesn't always mean it's the best one.
So, Justina, what's next in their fight?
Okay, Chapman tells me there's another opportunity to potentially pass RECA in January, and they plan to even head back to D.C. then. The final votes by Congress on the National Defense Authorization Act are most likely happening before the holidays.
All right, thank you, Justina. 3 men accused in a human trafficking case in St. Charles County were in court this morning seeking a bond reduction. Venkatesh Sadaru, Nikhil Penmatasa, and Sravan Penumecha are accused of keeping a 20-year-old man captive. The victim came to America on a student visa to attend Missouri S&T, but was forced to perform daily chores, work for an IT company owned by Sadaru, perform massages, and was only allowed to sleep for 3 hours a day on a concrete floor while being watched on a live stream. All 3 suspects remain behind bars. They're due back in court next week. Right now, a woman is in the hospital after she was hit by a car in downtown Clayton. This happened around 11 this morning in the intersection of North Central and Maryland Avenue. Police say the woman was walking in the crosswalk when she was hit. We're told she suffered non-life-threatening injuries, but her condition is unknown. The driver remained on the scene. A police detective who died in the line of duty now has a permanent memorial to honor his sacrifice. This morning, officials announced renaming the Telegraph Road Bridge over the Merrimack River after Detective Antonio Valentine. He died 2 years ago this month while working with the Bureau of Drug Enforcement. A driver of a stolen car crashed head-on into his unmarked police minivan. Both Valentine and the other driver were killed. The county police commissioner talked about Valentine's dedication after the ceremony.
He's the first officer I lost as a police commissioner in the line of duty, and I really learned how much it meant to this family. He was a stellar part of this community and an important part of the department.
Detective Valentine was a veteran who served in the Army National Guard, and the Air Force Reserve. He was the father of 4 children. All right, it may be December 7th, but it feels more like April 7th. Sunny, temperatures pushed 70 degrees today. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell says enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, nice to see that sunshine out there too, helping to push those temperatures up. We still have some clouds rolling in now, so it's not as crystal clear and bright as it was earlier this morning, but still, it's a gorgeous late afternoon, early evening, and a sunset alert for you. Because we have those high clouds rolling in and overhead, we should get a nice interaction with those clouds and the sun as it sets tonight. And that should give us pretty sunsets. I would love to see your pictures on the 5 on Your Side Weather Watchers group on Facebook. Right now, temperatures still well into the 60s around the St. Louis area. 67 seems like it's the highest we've been. Given the fact the clouds have thickened a little bit during the last hour, we backed off to 64 right now. But still, a beautiful afternoon for December in St. Louis. Still looking at changes here heading into the weekend. It will be mild through early Saturday. So tomorrow, again, at or above 60. But then Saturday, temperatures will begin to fall during the afternoon. Some showers will roll in late Friday evening, and maybe a few of them still linger on Saturday. But it does turn colder on Saturday and Sunday. dramatically colder across the bi-state area, but no snow. We'll talk about the changes coming our way for the week ahead in just a few minutes, Kay.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Scott. Now to new developments in the deadly shooting at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Just in the past 30 minutes, police say the 4 people shot on campus were faculty members and no students were injured. We're also learning more about the suspect and his ties to the university. NBC's Jay Gray reports from the UNLV campus.
It's been a full day since an explosion of gunfire echoed across the UNLV campus.
We heard the clips of semi-automatic weapons just going for what felt like about 30 seconds. It was a very, very disturbing thing to hear.
Students, faculty, and staff scrambling, barricading inside classrooms and in the student union.
I honestly didn't think I was going to make it out of there alive.
3 people didn't walk out, victims of the massacre. The suspect in the attack, 67-year-old Anthony Polito, a former college professor who applied for a job at UNLV years ago but wasn't hired. Witnesses say he was armed with a pistol when he opened fire just before noon. Minutes later, Polito was killed during a shootout with campus police. Classes have been canceled through at least the end of the week, and the College of Business, where the shootings took place, and the area surrounding that building still locked down right now, the center of an ongoing investigation. Overnight, police also searched this apartment in Henderson, a suburb of Las Vegas, looking for anything that may help them understand how and why Polito may have carried out the killing spree.
This is a place of education, relationships, friendships. College is supposed to be the best time of your life, not the end of it.
Students turned survivors, stunned and struggling with the pain of overwhelming loss. Jay Gray, NBC News, Las Vegas.
Now, the deadly shooting at UNLV marks the 80th school shooting of 2023, according to CNN. All of this comes ahead of the 11th anniversary of the Sandy Hook school shooting in Newtown, Connecticut. On December 14, 2012, 20 children and 6 adults were killed by a gunman. Earlier today, some congressional members joined Sandy Hook families to remember the victims. Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah, where you can celebrate with the biggest menorah in Missouri. Look for more than baseball at Busch Stadium next July when the biggest summer stadium tour comes to town. 82 years ago today, 2 local servicemen were in Pearl Harbor during a surprise attack. Hear what they said about the day that pulled the U.S. into World War II. And as we head to break, you can make sure the holidays are special for a local child impacted by foster care. Five on Your Side is teamed up with the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition for the Little Wishes campaign. We have more than 1,900 wishes to grant by December 20th. You can grant one right now from the comfort of your couch. For more information, go to ksdk.com/littlewishes.